Hello, everybody. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Andrew, where have you been? To tell you the truth, I've been around, but in any capacity, I'm sorry I left you guys. I'm sort of like that father you see like twice a year now, because I only post like 3 times a year. But anyway, today we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. Now, I know a lot about this game. I have played it before, but I think that it would be nice to play it with you guys. Now, I know this game came out in like 2013, but you know, I think it's a classic. And any classic deserves a series. I might make this a two-part series or a three-part series depending on how you guys like the game. But uh, let's get started. Okay? I will show the starting cutscene for you guys. I will do that for you guys because I've seen the starting cutscene.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
If you're happy at your job, that's a good
And then
thing,
one day,
right?
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Well, that's
No one had
strange,
showed up to
isn't
give
it?
him instructions, call
That's
a meeting,
quite
or
strange.
even say hi. Never in all his years at the
Wow.
company had this happened. This
How long
complete
has he worked at this
isolation.
company?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Well, looks like we're stepping out of our
All of his
office.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
That's,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Does that mug say
No
who
matter how
farted?
hard Stanley looked,
Dang.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think that one says, I hate Mondays. Well, I guess we're going to the meeting room. Oh, what does this say? Be my Valentine? It's a nice music.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, for this run, I will go left. I might make another episode where I go right.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
That's-
Feeling a wave
Wow.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to
Talk
go up
less,
to his
don't
boss's
get
office,
fired.
hoping he might find an
Wow.
answer there.
Resent coworkers for not. That's. I mean, if you want to do that. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got
mean-
back on track.
The broom is in the broom closet. Right? Imagine if there wasn't
Coming
a
to
broom
a staircase,
asset
Stanley
there.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That would be crazy, not having a broom in the broom closet. Wow. So, what do these papers say? What is that paper? Business time? Is that like a magazine? Because it's a magazine.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Now,
But of course,
I'm gonna say that.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Instead, I'm just gonna press 8 over and over. There's a funny Easter egg.
8.
8.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the
I
keypad,
love that
knowing
guy.
full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story
2845.
entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply
I just
pushing
really like
random
hearing
buttons
the
on the
8
keypad,
guy.
Stanley
8.
happened to input the correct
love that
code
sound.
by sheer luck.
Whenever I hear
Amazing.
that sound,
He stepped into
I
the
laugh.
newly opened passageway.
8. The way he says it, you know. Well, there's a big red button. Now I gotta press that. Right? Right. Anyway.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, they really need to fix that. If it breaks like that easy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. I don't think it's very smart to go into this room.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Wow, there's a lot of people that work at this facility.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
What?
Each bore the
600
number of an
people?
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
There's
one of
probably
them,
areas on these
eternally
screens that we,
monitored
like,
in this
can't
place
go to
where
in this
freedom
game.
meant nothing.
Like, that one, there's like a couple here that I see that, like, probably are not areas you can go to in the game. Because they're either locked or whatever.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under
Elevator?
someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he
Maybe.
was happy with his boring job? That his
Maybe.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
If that is the case, that's
No.
horrible.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own
I think
life
he might
in
have
someone
to.
else's control?
I think he might
Never.
have to, buddy.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
I
Had he
suppose.
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Where are we? Oh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
Anyway.
reality of his past began to sink
Mind
in,
control,
Stanley decided that this
air
machinery
serve.
would never again exert its terrible power
Yeah, I'd have
over
to
another
guess-
human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well, you only really need to press one button. You don't really need to dismantle the controls. Come on. Being a bit, you know, sort of exaggerating. Anyway. I see a bit of a light over here. It's like a bit of, you can see like a sliver of light, just a sliver
Blackness
there.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I'd have to guess, so...
Yes!
Oh!
He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
That's true.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
That's a beautiful...
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Can we just listen to the birds for a second? There's a house over there. I wonder whose house that is. There's a lot of rocky walls as well. I bet you we can't go to that house. I wonder if it's in the game's code though, like if you can go inside the house.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay guys, I'm gonna end it there, because firstly, this is a new game, and I want to see how you guys like the game, so please comment if you want me to play this again, and I will make the next part longer if you do. I will do more endings in the next part if you want me to, so please comment down below if you want me to play more endings. Another reason I'm cutting it this short compared to many of my other videos is because I just returned, and I want to see if you guys take well to this reception of this game, to see if I want to play other games. I've downloaded a few games since the last time I was on the channel. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you have not, and if it is in your prerogative, if you want to like the video, you don't have to, but it would be I would be very happy if you subscribed. I really don't care as much about the likes. It's whatever to me. But anyway, that is it. I hope whoever's watching this right now is having an amazing day or night, and that they can go to sleep peacefully. Thank you all for watching. Thank you once again.